when lead enters into the body, it goes through the bloodstream first, but it doesn't live there forever. If there's still lead that hasn't been released out of the body, the lead is absorbed in your bones. Where you see majority Black and brown people and also people in economic distress, you see some of these same pervasive environmental injustices, just the lack of regard for certain types of people, where you think that their lives don't matter and you can just dump in their community. It is not a fluke that Black and brown people live closer to incinerators and refineries and all these toxic things in places like Memphis and like Baltimore, even in our nation's capital, right? In Washington, D.C., you have this completely antiquated, ridiculously old, dilapidated infrastructure, and there has to be investment, and it hasn't been a priority because of who was disproportionately impacted. But it's really important that when we talk about environmental justice, that we're listening to everybody. In 2015, the majority of us outside of the city of Flint actually began to learn more about this crisis, man-made crisis. But personally, just something hit me differently about what was going on in Flint at the time, where I'm like, I can't believe that we're in the 2000s and we literally are having this level of an issue surrounding drinking water in millennial fashion. I'm like, okay, we have to do something. So fast forward to January 2016, I went on to meet a beautiful young lady, Michelle Mapston, who later became a co-founder. What really resonated with me when I met her, did not know her. She said, "Hey, I love the project that you did to support Flint, but did you know that lead is not just an issue in Flint?" She said, "Did you know that Freddie Gray had childhood lead poisoning? The uprisings in Baltimore had just happened with the murder, with police brutality with Freddie Gray. Like, this is much deeper." And so I began to peel back those layers and just was astounded. When we think about water quality and just environmental justice issues in general, that has a very specific impact on women. So, specifically with lead, it's hazardous to all people, but there's some specific nuances that are associated with childbirthing people. There are other um, issues that can happen if you are able to have a quote unquote successful pregnancy. The baby can have cognitive issues, mental health issues, kidney issues. I mean, the list goes on and on. Community Health Center focuses on the intersection of maternal health and environmental justice. A lot of women during the Flint water crisis experienced the loss of children, miscarriages, premature birth. They work with women in the Flint community where they get doulas, they get lactation coaches, and really just provide wraparound services around how to deliver healthy babies in the city of Flint. I have been really happy to see the collaboration between agencies, government agencies, and just everyday people. That has not necessarily something that, at least in my lifetime, that I had seen. I am really excited where this administration is pushing the agencies to be more accessible to constituents, to American people. There's so many things that are interconnected, and Black Millennials for Flint is really just so grateful to be able to be a trusted organization that is able to work with childbirthing people and with mommies around how we can bring more beautiful Black and brown babies into this world.